Hello guys, in this video I would like to talk about back escapes. So Alice is going to take me back. We're going to start with normal hooks and with the seatbelt. Now, the goal of somebody who has your back is to keep their chest aligned with your back. So for you to escape, what you're looking for is to misalign your back from his chest. The tools that he has in place for his chest to be aligned with my back is the hooks and the control hands. Now here we can see that the hooks, they block two sides. In this case with the seatbelt, we have a choke hand and a control hand. So it only stops me going right, but it doesn't stop me going left, okay? If he had two underhooks, then having two hooks and having a rear body lock, I cannot turn right or left, okay? If he makes the mistake, for example, of having one hook and one control hand on the same side, it would be very easy for me to misalign my back from him. Another thing that we have to keep into consideration is that for him to choke me, his head and his choke hand have to be separated by my head. So if every time while you're trying to escape, you bring the head on the same side of the choke hand, then you cannot choke me anymore. Okay? These are just little tips. Now, when somebody's attacking your back, the first thing you have to identify is which one is the choke hand and which one is the control hand. And the first thing you want to do, you want to block the choke hand. From here, what I like to do, I like to use my legs to disrupt his wedges. So, the wedge that we are talking about at the moment, yes, of course, is the seatbelt, but the most important are the leg configuration, okay? You need to work with that. If he has a simple leg configuration, it's quite easy to escape. Now, when we go to one side, let's say we are on this side, we also identify a bottom hook and a top hook. If we go on the other side, now the top hook is the other one and the bottom hook is the other leg, okay? What we want to do, we always want to attack the bottom hook. So in this case, we want to attack this hook. So the first thing I do, I recognize which one is the choke hand and I block. Now when somebody attacks you and they try to choke you, don't try to grab the wrist or the forearm. Always grab at the thumb blade or the knuckle line. If I just grab the wrist or something, he can finger walk and still choke me, even if I have two hands. But even if he's almost behind my shoulder and I grab the knuckle line, it's very hard for him to hold me, and then I can protect myself again. Now again, as I said before, we want to attack the bottom hook. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with his leg and I'm going to step on his foot. Now depending what he does with his foot, he can go from top, or if he tries to extend his leg to keep my leg away, I can palm him under and kick the foot on the floor. If instead keeps his hook tight and I cannot go under, I will go on top of it and I will kick the foot on the floor. Once I kick the foot on the floor, I will bring my knee to my chest to close the space. And I will bring my sacrum bone on his thigh. I want to feel his thigh under my sacrum bone. Now here, we need to block the bottom hook. Don't get out yet, because what he can do, he can bring his foot behind my knee, he can kick me away, and we take my back. And now we are in trouble again. Instead, once you pin the bottom hook on the floor, you want to block the leg, like you still giving the hook, and also you bring a reinforcement under the foot. So if he tries to kick this leg out, it's very hard. Now you can see here that one of my arms is included in the seatbelt with my head, and the other arm is free. Before I dismount off his leg, I want to disrupt his wedge. So I like to bring the hand inside, and only once I have the hand inside, I let go, and even if he tries to take my back now, his wedge comes off like a hat, and we can attack. Again, I identify the choke hand, okay? identify the bottom hook and we want to attack it. Get it on the floor, block the top hook until you can bring the hand that is left outside inside. If it doesn't give you space, like it's tighter, you can always finger walk. Okay, you can help yourself with the other hand. And once your hand is inside, even if I give him the time to step on his knee and try to take my back, his wedge is disrupted. And he comes off like a hat, and I can attack again and retain my guard. Now, the problem here is when they have a body triangle. You see, you see this is the bottom hook, for example. A body triangle is a way to bring this bottom hook higher and reinforce it with the other leg. So now it becomes hard for me to beat the bottom hook. So what I like to do in this case, I like to do two things. There's two ways you can do. One way, you just use your legs. So what I do, I need to pommel this leg behind the leg that is dangling here. And now I like to start pommeling my leg on the bottom hook here. Now once my thigh, the back of my thigh, hooks onto the foot, onto the bottom hook, I can push it down. It's not going to be able to resist me. Here what happens usually, they keep their legs crossed. So it's hard for me to kick the bottom hook down. So what I do, always controlling the choke hand, I turn my body to the sky. And that will expose his bottom hook, and I can keep stepping on it, block the top hook, and we get into the same position. We disrupt the seatbelt, kick the leg out, get our head out, and we can start attacking. Another way, which is more methodical, and this is like more of a Gordon Ryan escape, is to also involve your hand in the escape. So in this case, what we can do, we always monitor the choke hand. Again, don't grab casually, always grab the blade of the thumb or the knuckle line. It makes him very weak. If you cannot, because he hides his hand, bring your hand on top of his hand there, here at the wrist with a V-grip. So if he tries to choke, he's fighting the structure of my bone. So from here, what you do, you change the hand, grab with the other one, rise your hip off the floor, and bring your elbow under his knee. So now that he keeps his legs high, and I can pommel his leg easily under the leg. Once I pommel the leg under the leg that is dangling, the top hook, I will bring my knee to my chest, bringing his foot with me. I let go of the knee, and I grab at the knuckle line of his foot. Don't grab casually, because again, if I just grab something, he will just kick his leg out, and it will reposition his body triangle. If I grab at the knuckle line, and he tries to kick out, it's very hard. Now, as I said, we always want to beat the bottom hook. So don't just do this. It makes it very hard not to escape. Although, it's not a bad thing, because at least one leg is free. And then you can step on the foot, stop here. Then you can re-step on the foot, etc. But what I like to do, when he has his bottom hook across, I like to point my knee away from him, rise my legs, and now again, I sit on his bottom hook and block the top hook. Really get the hand inside, kick the leg out, and get free. And we are back into the fight. So he has a body triangle. Way number one, I just use my legs. I will kick my leg back and go over the bottom hook. I can also climb a little bit and start extending his leg with me. Turn my body to the sky to expose his bottom hook. Kick it down, block the top hook. Get my arm inside the wedges. Kick the leg out. Yaw like a hat and go. Or we can involve the arms. Again, we monitor the choke hand the whole time. Grab the knuckle line or the thumb blade, and bring my elbow under his knee. So it's easier for me to bring my leg under his top hook. I bring his top hook to me and grab the knuckle line. Now I pommel my both legs over the bottom hook and trap his top hook. Of course, guys, sometimes, give me the foot, bring the leg across. Sometimes it's hard to pommel both the legs. Maybe your opponent has longer legs. In that case, one is fine. Okay, I'll show you a bit what to do. From here, I bring both legs over the leg. I stop the top hook, get the hand inside, kick the foot, bring half and counter. In case you can only get one leg out, especially when you're on the side of the control hand, so the choke hand is on the top side. So when I do that escape where I involve my arms, and I can only get one leg out, I will bring this leg behind my knee. In this moment, what happens is that he only has a control hand and a hook on the left side. That means that my whole right side is free. So that means, don't keep this hand here, otherwise you get arm triangle. That means I can bring this hand inside and can start turning away. And even if he tries to follow me, eventually I can escape. Let's see it one more time. He's here. So on the top we have a choke hand. That means he's not controlling my right side. So as I get to the more methodical escape, and I only get one leg out, as I bring this behind, there is no more control on my right side. And as I bring this hand to my neck, we start rolling, and he cannot stop me. I get back into the game. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. More video to come.